Good morning and welcome to your HAN Network Coffee Break. It is Wednesday, August 1st, and I'm Frank Renee, filling in for Kate Czaplinski, bringing you this morning's top stories from around Fairfield County, including a Connecticut man found dead in a Maine state park, a sexual assault incident at Jennings Beach, and a shooting in Bridgeport. Later on, Donald Ang will join us for a look back on this day in history, and Kevin Coleman will have a Nutmeg sports update as well as a look at the upcoming forecast. But first, the Stanford Advocate reports the identity of an accomplished Darien high school athlete and student headed to college to study engineering has been temporarily shielded in a civil lawsuit filed by the families of two girls who claim he sexually assaulted them. According to the Advocate, the 18-year-old, referred to as John Smith in court documents, is accused of twice sexually assaulting one girl in 2015 and trying to force himself on another girl in the bathroom of a Stanford house party 6 weeks later. According to the lawsuit, Greenwich attorney Philip Russell filed the lawsuit after he said Darien police did not have enough evidence to file charges in the first case, and the second girl did not report her encounter to authorities. The girls were 16 and 17 years old when the alleged incidents occurred. And Maine officials say a Connecticut man's body was found in Baxter State Park. According to the Associated Press, the man's body was discovered on Sunday. Park officials say he was a 60-year-old man from Connecticut who was hiking the Chimney Pond Trail and was found unresponsive by hikers. Park Director Jensen Bissell says park officials are not releasing the name of the deceased, which is a typical practice of search and rescue operations in Baxter State Park. Bissell says park officials are also not qualified to comment on a potential cause of death. Park officials say numerous attempts to revive the man were unsuccessful, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. In Fairfield, police are investigating an alleged sexual assault on a walking path at Jennings Beach Tuesday night. The Fairfield Citizen reports the assault happened just before 12 a.m. on a pathway on the east side of the lot leading from the beach. The suspect is described as a black male, about 19 years of age, 5 feet 10 inches to 6 feet tall, with medium complexion and an average build. He was wearing a bright red t-shirt, zip-fly shorts, and beige sandals. Minutes before the attack, he was seen walking west on the beach with two other black men who appeared to also be the same age. Further details have not been released by police. Anyone with information regarding the assault or identity of the suspect should call the Fairfield Police Detective Bureau at 203-254-4840. And an update in Ridgefield, where what was reported as a full-size tiger Monday afternoon was more likely just a bobcat on the prowl. Ridgefield police told the press Tuesday that a search of the Wilton-Ridgefield border on Route 33 came back with negative results of any animal, be it a tiger or a bobcat. According to Wilton police, who spoke to the Wilton Bulletin Tuesday, the call was unfounded. Officers could not find tiger prints in the area, a Wilton police spokesperson said, and investigators suspected the animal was a bobcat. In other news, employees at Darien's Weburn Country Club contacted police after a golf cart ended up in a water hazard on July 26th. Staff at the club told police that a group of 4 had used a golf cart the prior day and left it near the course's 13th hole for a short while playing. When they returned, the cart was missing, and they reported the incident to the club's head pro. According to police, it is not unusual for unattended golf carts to be taken by other members, so an immediate search was not conducted when the cart went missing. However, by the end of the day, the cart had not been returned. The next morning, employees found that the cart had fallen into a water hazard near the 13th hole. Employees told police the cart was totaled with an approximate value of $6,000. Police visited nearby homes for more information, but no suspects have been identified as of yet. And in Trumbull, petitioners seeking a vote on returning the town to 7 town council districts in Trumbull will press on despite having their motion denied by Council President Carl Massaro. The group, Trumbull Citizens for 7 Districts, has now hired legal counsel. Spokesman Regina Haley told Donald Ang of the Trumbull Times. saying a 2012 reduction in the number of polling places made voting less convenient, according to Citizens for 7 districts, citing complaints from residents to back their case. The group collected petition signatures seeking to force a vote on returning to 7 districts, and on July 13th was notified by Town Clerk Suzanne Monaco that 2,560 certified signatures exceeded the number needed and that she was forwarding the request to Massaro. When the August 7 Town Council agenda was posted to the town website last week, the motion was not included. You can read more on this story at thetrumbulltimes.com. And police responding to a shooting in Bridgeport discovered some 3 pounds of marijuana in a processing operation near the Trumbull line, according to Hearst, Connecticut. 49-year-old Glenn Piger of Bridgeport was charged with illegally firing a firearm, criminal possession of a firearm, possession of narcotics with intent to sell, possession of marijuana with intent to sell, and operating a drug factory. He was being held in lieu of a $150,000 bond. 32-year-old Kevin Giardini of Shelton was charged with possession of marijuana and possession of narcotics and was released after posting $15,000 bond. Police said on Monday night officers responded to a call of shots fired on Trojan Drive. When the officers got there, police said they found Piger standing in the street shirtless with a handgun and Giardini sitting in the driver's seat of a car parked nearby. Police said they found empty shell casings near Piger. During a subsequent search, police said they discovered nearly 3 pounds of marijuana along with a small quantity of cocaine, diazepam pills, and marijuana packaging materials. We're going to pause for a moment now with the local news. Let's take a look at the upcoming forecast, and for that, we will welcome in our very own Kevin Coleman. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning, Frank. Today we're looking at cloudy skies early with scattered thunderstorms developing throughout this afternoon, high around 85. And tonight, those scattered thunderstorms are going to continue through the evening time, but finally around midnight or so, things are going to get cleared up. That's going to be a low of 65. We look at tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms in the morning during your morning commute. Things will get a little clearer, partly cloudy skies late, high of 84. And on Friday, we wrap up the work week with partly cloudy skies. A stray shower or two, maybe a thunderstorm as well, is possible, high around 81. That will do it for your weather update. Frank, back to you.
Thank you very much, Kevin. We're going to take a quick break, but when we return, Donald Ang will join us for a look back on this day in history. Kevin has a Nutmeg sports update, and there is plenty more local news still to come on your coffee break after this.
Now teeing off, Paul Miller from Miller Nissan in Fairfield.
Excuse me, Mr. Miller. What about my new Sentra?
Right now, lease a 2017 Sentra S for only $97 a month.
He is never going to retire.
At Pure Barre Ridgefield, our tried and true method can shape every body and fit any schedule. Pure Barre is a total body workout using the ballet bar to perform small isometric movements which burn fat, sculpt muscles, and create long, lean physiques. Sweat away the day and get lost in the music. Pure Barre Ridgefield, located at 86 Danbury Road. Like us on Facebook at Pure Barre Ridgefield.
School's out, the weather is hot, and the fish are biting. Whether you're heading to the beach or out on a boat, stop in at the dock shop before you go to fill your beach bag or tackle box with everything you'll need for fun in the sun. A new beach cover-up, some sunscreen, or just some bait, the dock shop has you covered from either location. 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport. And yes, you heard that right. Bait is now available in Darien and Westport. The dock shop, 51 Tokenique Road, Darien, 609 Riverside Avenue, Westport, dockshop.com.
If you're watching this broadcast, you're not alone. The HAN network is available for 200,000 Connecticut cable customers on the Frontier network, and we've also reached more than 2 million viewers on our free live streaming sports, news, and entertainment broadcasts. To reach our rapidly growing audience, contact Advertising Director Jessica Murrin at 203-273-7312 or email jessica@han.network. If you've ever thought about owning a motor coach or learning about what it's like to travel the open road in superior style and comfort, then contact Dave's RV Center in Danbury, Connecticut. offering the best quality Class A motorhomes from Newmar, travel trailers and fifth wheel lines from Surveyor, and a toy hauler line from Work and Play. Choose from Newmar's Gas Line, Baystar and Canyon Star, or from Newmar's Diesel Line, Ventana and Dutch Star. And with unparalleled service and maintenance, Dave's RV is committed to keeping you and your motor coach safely on the road and enjoying it to the fullest. Stop by their showroom, 2 Industrial Plaza Road, Danbury, Connecticut, or call 877-483-3866.
Welcome back to the HAN Network and your Wednesday morning coffee break. It is August 2nd, and it's time for a look back on this day in history. And for that, we'll welcome in Donald Eng. Good morning, Don. What have you got for us today?
Good morning, Frank. It was a 2-day war that would usher in decades of armed conflict. First, though, we go all the way back to 1776. Delegates signed the Declaration of Independence. Now, you thought that happened on July 4th? Well, one man signed that day, John Hancock. 56 others signed it on August 2nd, and others as late as November, including some who weren't even elected to Congress on July 4th. And by the way, we think of it as the Declaration of Independence. There are multiple copies. The version signed by the delegates is the one on display in the National Archive in Washington, D.C. The Library of Congress also has a copy. That one has Benjamin Franklin's editing notes in the margin. 1873, the Clay Street Hill Railroad begins operating. That is the first cable car in San Francisco. Today, the cable car system carries about 20,000 riders daily, almost all of them tourists. A mass transit system that is a major tourist attraction. To 1921, 8 members of the Chicago White Sox acquitted of throwing the 1919 World Series, but the following day, declaring there was no doubt that the men had broken baseball rules, Commissioner Kennesaw Mountain Landis bans all 8 of them from baseball for life. Technically, none of them could even buy a ticket to a professional baseball game. Finally, now we go to 1990 in the Middle East for this.
On the morning of August 2nd, thousands of people in Kuwait City woke up to war.
Stay away from the window.
I was hiding in the building. By mid-morning, thousands of troops had swarmed into the capital.
That's where I found they all broke together. Yeah.
They were hiding behind the cars before.
Most had driven the 80 miles from the Iraqi border in a push that began at 2 a.m. Commando units also moved in by air. At one point, some appeared to be trapped along the beachfront.
It was on this day, claiming that Kuwait had manipulated the oil market by exceeding its OPEC quota, Iraq invades its much smaller neighbor to the south. Now, in reality, there were many reasons for the invasion, and the 88,000 attackers overwhelmed the Kuwaiti Army and Air Force in about 48 hours. The Iraqi occupation would last 7 months, and about half of Kuwaiti's population would actually flee the country, becoming refugees mainly in Saudi Arabia and India, whose government operated a round-the-clock airlift consisting of 488 evacuation flights. That is your look back in history for today, August 2nd, and I'm Donald Lane.
All right, thank you very much, Don. As we get back to more local news, and a 16-year-old faces several charges after he led state police on a pursuit, Hearst, Connecticut reports. The unidentified teen was charged with interfering with law enforcement, second-degree reckless endangerment, engaging police in a pursuit, reckless driving, and operating a motor vehicle without a driver's license, according to the state police. Dispatchers received a call from the boy's guardian just before 3 Tuesday morning, reporting that he was operating a vehicle without a license and did not have permission to use the vehicle. The guardian told police the boy was not missing and that the car was not stolen, but that she saw the teen leave their North Haven home driving the vehicle. The woman told state police she tracked his iPhone and found he was traveling south on I-95 near exit 27, so a trooper was sent to the exit 16 entrance ramp on 95 in Norwalk to wait for the vehicle. Shortly after 3 Tuesday morning, the vehicle passed exit 16 at a high rate of speed, according to state police. The trooper began to follow the vehicle, reporting it was traveling between 86 to 90 miles per hour in a 55 mile per hour zone. About half a mile before exit 13, the trooper switched on emergency lights and siren, state police said, and the boy pulled to the shoulder of the highway. As the trooper exited the cruiser, the boy drove off and left I-95 at exit 13, state police said. State police also said the trooper began to follow the vehicle as the boy began to drive north on Route 1 in Darien. The boy drove through 8 traffic lights, 2 of which were red, 1 green, and 5 blinking yellow. State police said on Route 1 the boy was driving about 80 miles per hour in a 30-mile-per-hour zone and began to drive in a reckless and careless manner. The trooper lost sight of the vehicle near the intersection of Route 1 and Keeler Avenue in Norwalk. Shortly after, state police said the boy was stopped on I-95 at the exit 14 entrance ramp and taken into custody. The boy was released to his guardian, who chose not to press charges for misuse of the vehicle. Let's take one more turn now and go back over to Kevin Coleman, who has got a Nutmeg Sports update. Kevin.
Thank you, Frank. With 2 strong rounds under his belt, New Canaan's very own C.J. Swift heads into the final day of play in the 9th place at the 83rd Connecticut Open Golf Tournament being held this week at the Ellington Ridge Country Club. Swift shot a 68 in Monday's opening round and followed with a 72 yesterday and is in a 3-way tie for 9th with Stanford's Peter Ballo and Cromwell's Zach Zabak. And the Brian McMahon boys varsity basketball team is going to have a new look this upcoming winter. They're going to have a new head coach. That photo right there is Derek Eason, assistant coach at Norwalk for the last 8 seasons. He will replace Ken Dustin, who resigned this season after 5 years. McMahon went 14-8 last season. They fell in the FCI quarterfinals and first round of the state tournament. And finally, former Richfield High School soccer players will get another chance to play at Tiger Hollow one more time on August 12th. The Ryan Megan Memorial Alumni Game will take place August 12th from 5 to 7 at Tiger Hollow. The event honors the memory of Megan, a 2014 Richfield High School graduate who was killed in a car crash close to the University of Connecticut campus in Storrs on September 15th, 2015. Megan, a member of the 2013 State Championship boys soccer team at RHS, was in his sophomore year at UConn. We'll have more of this coming up at Nutmeg Sports at 2 p.m. with myself and Frank Reno. That would do it for your Nutmeg Sports update. Frank, back to you.
Thank you, Kevin. And of course, all those golfers also chasing Danbury Max Theodorakis, who is currently tied for the lead at 11 under par, 6 holes through his 3rd round. Getting back to local news, though, in Monroe, the Monroe Volunteer Fire Department is warning residents about a fake fire department fundraiser. The department says the organization called the Volunteer Firefighter Alliance is soliciting donations in Monroe over the phone. This organization has 0 connection to any of Monroe volunteer fire departments. The Monroe, Stepney Fire Department and Stevenson Volunteer Fire Company received no funding from that organization, according to volunteers. All 3 fire departments do raise money each year, including boot drives and annual mailings. The real annual fund drive occurs late September through early January each year and always includes a return envelope with a local Monroe address. And in other news, the Connecticut DOT Highway Safety Office has announced the continuation of the You Drive, You Text, You Pay initiative, an effort to crack down on motorists who choose to text, talk, or otherwise distract themselves by using a handheld mobile phone while driving. The first leg of the campaign, which took place in April 2017, found that there was a 17% drop in mobile phone use by drivers at observation locations where police conducted enforcement. The second run of this 2-part campaign will go from August 2nd through August 16th. Law enforcement agencies will mobilize by adding special patrols aimed at catching distracted drivers, especially those on their phones. More than 50 law enforcement agencies, including both state and local police who were previously involved in the April 2017 campaign, are again participating in this operation. And finally, employees of the Shelton School District's previous food provider, Sodexo, have been offered positions by its new food service company. Superintendent Dr. Chris Clouet announced that Whitson's Culinary Group is the new food provider for Shelton Public Schools at the Board of Education's most recent meeting and said that all of Sodexo's Shelton employees have the opportunity to maintain their positions. A group of nearly 25 Sodexo employees attended a May Board of Ed meeting to plead with the board members and consider extending the district's contract with the company to save their health care. Ultimately, the decision to extend their contract with Sodexo fell through, but the company has agreed to fund its departing employees' health care agreements until Whitson takes over later this month. Whitson representatives will appear at the August 23rd school board meeting and display samples of the menu. You can read more on this story at sheltonherald.com. We're going to take one more break here this morning, but when we return, we will recap this morning's top stories on the HAN Network's Coffee Break right after this.
Want a new experience in car buying? Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram with one of the largest inventories of new 2- and 4-door Wranglers. We are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Come visit our new Ram Truck Center. Browse our websites, scapchryslerjeep.com or scapdodge.net to find the new Jeep, Chrysler Dodge car, minivan, or Ram truck you've been looking for. Just 2 miles from both I-95 or the Merritt Parkway exit 44. Save thousands right now at the summer clearance event. Now through August 31st.
At InSports Trumbull, the game is always on inside. Registration is now open for our fitness training programs for high school athletes. The InSports Performance Center is offering blast speed classes, athletic functional movement assessments, and both men's and women's elite speed and strength training. Our premier programs help bring athletes to the next level. Call 203-268-1214 for more information. Like and follow us on Facebook.
Celebrate summer with fresh made-to-order picnic boxes from Walter Stewart's Market. We have delicious summery selections from buttermilk fried chicken to grilled lemon chicken kebab, grilled shrimp Caesar salad wraps, or lobster salad rolls. Our easy-to-carry picnic boxes come with your choice of a meal, as well as a dessert, beverage, and utensils. Order online for simple pickup options. Walter Stewart's Market, 229 Elm Street, New Canaan, and online at stewartsmarket.com. A Better View Window Cleaning Plus has been cleaning glass all over Connecticut for over 20 years. They also specialize in cleaning chandeliers, mirrors, skylights, tiles, and will power wash anything that needs cleaning. They hold an A+ rating with the Better Business Bureau and are fully insured and bonded. When you deal with a Better View, you're dealing with the best, not the rest. Call today for a free estimate, 203-284-8836, or visit them online, abetterviewcleaning.com.
Want a new experience in car buying? No aggravation, no confrontation, just answers to all your questions. Scap Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Car buying the way you want it to be. With one of the largest selections of new 2- and 4-door Jeep Wranglers available, we are Connecticut's Wrangler headquarters. Located in Fairfield, Connecticut, we're easy to get to. Just 2.5 miles off the Merritt Parkway, exit 44 via Route 58 South. Save thousands right now at the summer clearance event. Now through August 31st.
I'm Tracy Masella, a licensed clinical social worker at Silver Hill Hospital in New Canaan. Join me each month as we talk with experts on the front lines of the treatment of mental health and addiction. Straight Talk with Tracy, a Silver Hill Hospital production, airs at 12 p.m. on the second Thursday of each month here on the HAN Network.
Welcome back to the HAN Network. I am Frank Renito filling in for Kate Czaplinski on this Wednesday, August 2nd edition of your Coffee Break. And we are now taking a look back at this morning's top stories from around Fairfield County, including the Stanford Advocate reporting the identity of an accomplished Darien High School athlete and student headed to college to study engineering has been temporarily shielded in a civil lawsuit filed by the families of 2 girls who claim he sexually assaulted them. According to the Advocate, the 18-year-old, referred to as John Smith in court documents, is accused of twice sexually assaulting one girl in 2015 and trying to force himself on another girl in the bathroom of a Stanford house party 6 weeks later, according to the lawsuit. Greenwich attorney Philip Russell filed the lawsuit after he said Darien police did not have enough evidence to file charges in the first case, and the second girl did not report her encounter to authorities. The girls were 16 and 17 years old when the alleged incidents occurred. And in Maine, officials say a Connecticut man's body was found in Baxter State Park. According to the Associated Press, the man's body was discovered on Sunday. Park officials say he was a 60-year-old man from Connecticut who was hiking the Chimney Pond Trail and was found unresponsive by hikers. Park Director Jensen Bissell says park officials are not releasing the name of the deceased, which is typical of search and rescue operations in Baxter State Park. Bissell says park officials are also not qualified to comment on a potential cause of death. Park officials say numerous attempts to revive the man were unsuccessful, and he was pronounced dead at the scene. In other news, Fairfield police are investigating an alleged sexual assault on a walking path at Jennings Beach Tuesday night. The Fairfield Citizen reports the assault happened just before 12 a.m. on a pathway on the east side of the lot leading from the beach. The suspect is described as a black male, about 19 years old, 5 feet 10 inches to 6 feet tall, with a medium complexion and an average build. He was wearing a bright red t-shirt, zip-fly shorts, and beige sandals. Minutes before the attack, he was seen walking west on the beach with 2 other black men who appeared to also be the same age. Further details have not been released by police. Anyone with information regarding the assault or identity of the suspect should call the Fairfield Police Detective Bureau at 203-254-4840. And petitioners seeking a vote on returning the town of Trumbull to 7 town council districts will press on despite having their motion denied by Council President Carl Massaro. The group, Trumbull Citizens for 7 Districts, has now hired legal counsel, spokesman Regina Haley told Donald Ang of the Trumbull Times, saying a 2012 reduction in the number of polling places made voting less convenient. According to Citizens for 7 Districts, citing complaints from their residents to back their case, the group collected petition signatures seeking to force a vote on returning to 7 districts, and on July 13th was notified by Town Clerk Suzanne Monaco that the 2,560 certified signatures exceeded the number needed and that she was forwarding the request to Mazzaro. When the August 7 Town Council agenda was posted to the town website last week, the motion was not included. There is more on that stories at TrumbleTimes.com. Well, we're getting ready to wrap things up on your coffee break this morning, but before we do that, we're going to go back over to Kevin Coleman one more time and hear about the forecast. Kevin.
Thank you, Frank. After a beautiful start to the week, now we're starting to see some cloudy weather roll in as we get to Wednesday today. Cloudy skies early on with a scattered thunderstorm around the late afternoon time with your commute home. Those scattered thunderstorms are going to continue throughout the night. Then things are going to clear up around midnight, low of 65. We're looking at tomorrow, scattered thunderstorms in your morning commute throughout the late morning as well, but in the late afternoon things will clear up. Partly cloudy skies late, high of 84. And on Friday, partly cloudy, a stray of maybe a little shower, maybe a thunderstorm as well sprinkled in there around the afternoon time, high of 81. That'll do it for your weather update. Frank, back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Kevin. Well, we're going to wrap things up here now. Kevin and I will be back this afternoon at 2 o'clock for Nutmeg Sports. We've got updates on the Connecticut Open taking place in Ellington right now as the final round is underway. We'll talk more about the impact of the coaching change at Brian McMahon High School and their boys basketball team. And we've also got some other news regarding one of the top lacrosse coaches in the nation and a big change coming to his career. Kate Czaplinski will be back tomorrow morning. You'll get your coffee break right here at 11 a.m. only on the HAN Network.